That's good. Hey, everybody. Happy holidays. I'm so happy to have you all here and everybody in the chat. I'm just going to start with everybody introducing yourself, talk about your series, and you can talk about whatever you want with your series. Give us a brief synopsis, talk about the books. I leave it up to you. I'll start with Paula.
Oh, gosh, I wasn't ready. I'm Paula Charles, and I write the Hometown Hardware mystery series. First one came out this past January, Hammers and Homicide, and book 2 is coming out this coming January. It's based around a widowed hardware store owner who runs her hardware store in her little town of Pine Bluff, Oregon, and she's pretty sure that her husband, who has been gone for 3 years, is still hanging around the house. She sees him, hears him. Well, not really hears him, but she's pretty sure he's there, and she's trying to convince her kids that she's not completely crazy. And then my second series is the Zen Goat series, which I write as Jana Rollins. Again, first one came out in March, An Escape Goat. Second one comes out, I think, this coming March. I don't have an exact date from my publisher yet, but it will be called, doesn't matter, I just lost what it's called. I just finished writing the third one. Oh, I know, Goats Just Want to Have Fun will be the second one.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's a goat yoga series that's set on a farm in New Hampshire. It's just a lot of fun. So that
is awesome. And I want to add that because I don't think that she gave herself enough whoos. I read the second book in the Hometown Hardware that comes out in January, Ask Me No Questions. Sorry. I didn't emphasize that enough. And it was 6+ stars. It's going to be a favorite of the year. I loved it so much. But I do feel like the fact that I wasn't a judge for the Lumberjacks was a miss. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
I'm just kidding. Somebody else said that. I'm like, I know. So I'll just go down to Jennifer. She's right below you. I feel like the Brady Bunch when we do these.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm Jennifer Chow. My most recent series is the Magical Fortune Cookie Mysteries. So that's with my main character, Felicity Jin. She's 28 and she works with her mom. They have a bakery that makes Chinese pastries, but they're also magical pastries. So they're all enchanted to bring joy to their customers. The catch, I guess, is that her magical talent doesn't just bring joy, but in her fortune cookies, the messages come true. So the first book in that series is called Ill-Fated Fortune, and that's because the message is a very dire message, and it basically predicts how one of the customers dies, and that body's found in the alley behind their bakery, and then she has to go and figure out what's really happening. So that's my latest series. And then the series before that is the Night Market Mysteries, LA Night Market. And so it's 2 foodie cousins, one's from Hong Kong, one's from the US, and they come together, they run a food stall at the local night market, and they kind of solve crimes. The first book in that series is Death by Bubble Tea, so it involves boba. Second one is Hot Pot Murder, involves hot pot. This is, very clear themes in these books. And then series before that is a Sassy Cat Mysteries, where pet groomer Mimi Lee, she is an LA pet groomer. She runs a grooming salon called Hollywood, and she has a Persian cat, Marshmallow, who is telepathic. And so the cat is partnering with her and helping her actually figure out what really happens when all these cases come up. And then those are all Mimi Lee titled. So Mimi Lee Gets a Clue is book 1. Mimi Lee Reads Between the Lines is book 2. Mimi Lee Cracks the Code is book 3. So those are my 3 most recent series.
Nice.
Is it my turn?
Yes, want to say really quick that I've read now both the Night Market. I love that series, and I read the first in the Fortune Cookie series too. And I got a little fortune crochet, which is the cutest thing. Jennifer gave them away at the LA Alexander's Mystery Fest. Well, to her, the table, she was at my table for the Agatha Christie, and they're like crocheted fortune cookies. They are adorable. They're so cute. And then we have Erin.
Hi, I'm Erin Scott. I have 5 current series. Oh yeah, she's got one of the
Sorry.
fortune cookies. No, that's cute.
Aren't they cute?
Okay.
Oh, it's got a little face on it too.
Got a little smile. Sorry. Okay, keep going.
Oh, no, you're good. So I have 5 different series. I don't want to explain them all, so I'll explain the most recent 2. I have a Murder at the Morrissey series. This is my latest release in it. And that is kind of like Only Murders in the Building meets Ghosts. So it's about an apartment building in Pioneer Square, Seattle, which so I live across the water from Seattle, and I go there a lot. And I just love Pioneer Square. It's just this fun, quirky little part of downtown. And so I just imagined this really cute, old, tight-knit apartment building where everyone kind of is in everyone else's business. And they're kind of like this little family too. And so that's my Morrissey series. And the main character is Meg Dawson. And she has just recently moved back home. She grew up in the Morrissey, but she's moved back home to the building. But there's the hermit, they have a kind of a recluse that lives there that no one's seen in years, and he is found dead. So, so that's the first book, and there's 4 books in that series. And then my other series that I'm going to talk about today is Whiskers and Words, and this is actually one of the book covers for that series, and it is about Louisa Henry. She used to be an editor in New York City, but her husband passed away unexpectedly, and she needed to get out of there and start her new life. And so she's moved to a small town in Washington where her best friend lives, called Button. And I made that up. That's not a real place. And she bought a bookstore, which is her and her husband's dream. So she kind of made that become a reality, even though he's not there anymore. And she also, it's kind of seconds as a cat adoption sanctuary. So like she just has a bunch of foster cats there, so you can come read books and sit with the cats. And if you like one, you can adopt it. So that's my Whiskers and Words series as well.
Nice. And I love your Stony Brook series.
Stony Brook, yeah, that's another one. It's about farmer's market kind of series.
I'm really into, and there's no explanation, but I think it's homesteading videos, but like I like canning and preserving. And I also grew up where that was a really big, thing anyways, but I just enjoy it. And I think that's why I like it so much, because it reminds me of that in a way. But I'm going to jump into the comments because lots of people want to say hi, and then I'll move into my first question. Hey, Cynthia. She says, hi, everyone. Hey, bestie. This is Sonia. Hi, Sonia. She says, I'm so excited for tonight. I'm wearing my Christmas jammies. Yay. I didn't wear anything Christmas, but I will at some point during the year. So, I'm just kidding. Jennifer says, hi, everyone. Hi, Jennifer. Hey, Kim. Kim says, hi, y'all. Hey, Moira. She says, hi, everyone. Lou says, hey, y'all. Hey, Lou. Anita says, hi, Tiffany. Thank you for the wonderful time. I love all these authors. I've read all of you before, but I can't wait to hear all about what's coming next in your series. And Sonia said, I love the Night Market series. Excellent. So I want to start with what holidays your main characters celebrate? Is it kind of well, I'll just leave it at that for right now. What about you, Paula?
So Donna in my hometown hardware, Donna and her daughter April, who is her adult daughter, and she's her sidekick. They celebrate Christmas. Also, in my Zen Goat series, Callie and her cousin Tristan, great aunt and great uncle, Aunt Ellen and Will celebrate Christmas as well.
Nice. And what about you, Jennifer? I'm gonna just
Sure. Let's see. I was gonna say the Night Market series. There's actually one of them set at Thanksgiving. So Yael and Celine, who are my main characters, they're at the infamous hot pot dinner, and that's what they have for Thanksgiving. Instead of having turkey, they have hot pot together. Hot pot murder is the title, so one of the other characters dies. But yeah, they definitely do Thanksgiving as the American tradition. And then I was thinking around this season, Felicity, my newest character, there is like a winter solstice festival that happens in Chinese tradition. And because Felicity and her mom are all about food, especially baking, but all about food in general and sweet stuff, there actually is a dish. They're Tongyuan balls, and they're like these round balls made from glutinous rice. And you fill it up with like a sweet filling. So usually it's like black sesame paste. And then the broth itself is also sweet sometimes. And the balls for this time of the year are like red and white to be more festive. And it's also sweet because it brings like sweet things to you, like for the winter and in the new year. And I think probably all my main characters would celebrate Lunar New Year because that's a big one just for gathering the family together, having good food and food with symbolism. So yeah, definitely does.
That is awesome. And I love that that you talk about they celebrate Thanksgiving, but you still like how they do it as opposed to maybe what we have. They have the hot pot, which is really cool. That's neat. What about you, Erin?
I was thinking about holidays that show up in my books, and in my Morrissey series in book 3, it takes place like right before Thanksgiving and on Thanksgiving, and so we get to see the Morrissey residents, and some of them have smaller Thanksgivings in their apartment, but then they also have a whole building you can come if you want to, kind of a little potluck down in the lobby of the building. And Nancy, the manager, she makes the turkey, and she's also a retired baker, so she always makes like really good snacks for everyone. And Meg, my main character, she makes the stuffing, and so everyone kind of brings a dish to Thanksgiving, but they're also, solving a murder. Well, Meg and her ghost best friend. And then for Christmas, in my Whiskers and Words book 5, it's called A Tale of Woe. The town of Button is sewing themed, and they have really cute town-wide celebrations. And Lou's parents come, they just retired and bought an RV. And so they've been traveling around the United States, and they come to stay with her for the whole month of December. And so they make this calendar of all the events in town and the events that they're going to do, one of which is like a tree lighting for the whole town. But at the tree lighting, they find the town Scrooge electrocuted in one of the big trees. But yeah, it's very cute despite the murder. Very
as cozies are.
Yes.
Because it's so funny because I'm like, I don't like to read like, scary stuff or like bad stuff. And people are like, don't you only read murder? I'm like, yes, but they're cute murders, ma'am. Yeah. They're cute. If murders can be cute. Hey, Sarah, she says, hello, everyone. Jessica says, hi, everyone. Loving the festive feel. So excited for this. Jessica, it's so good to see you. Victoria says, hey, all, Merry Christmas. And Sonia said, I adore the hardware series. Me too. I really love the relationship with Donna and her daughter. You mentioned her daughter earlier. I don't feel like we have a lot of mom-daughter duos in Coasties, and I think that's such a really interesting dynamic. And I love when the daughter kind of starts to, question mom's sanity or whatever, and mom has to say, look, I'm not there yet, back off. So I love their dynamic. So, and if you are in the chat and you have a question about the holidays, please feel free about their books, pop it in there. Absolutely feel welcome to do that. So I've asked about what holidays you celebrate. And so I'll start with, you know what, I'll go from the bottom up this time so that we'll switch it around. So I'll start with Jennifer. What is your favorite like characters traditions for the holidays that they celebrate?
Favorite traditions. Well, I was kind of thinking through these, and I don't know if it will be a favorite tradition, but it's definitely something that happens in near the town. So my town in the newest series, Magical Fortune Cookie Mysteries, is in Pixie, which is made up, but it's near Fresno. And so Fresno has its own like interesting holiday traditions. Because Fresno is like in the middle of California, and you could go to the mountain, but it's not like you have to go. So what happens is usually people will like ship in the snow. And so there'll be like a parking lot of like snow, and people will go and make their snowmen and make their like snowballs and have their snowball fight. And I think that's kind of fun tradition. I think that my character Felicity and her mom would want to do. And then also like the lights. There's Christmas tree. It's called Christmas Tree Lane in Fresno. And so there's like a big boulevard where you can go down, mostly driving. You could walk it. It's kind of long. And the zoo actually has lights too. So you can go visit the animals at night, and you can see the little festive lights. So I think
awesome.
definitely those. And then I was trying to think like, because they have this pet bunny, and it's magical. But I was thinking that I'm sure that the Gins, that's her last name, Jin, would like love to incorporate the bunny more in their traditions. And I was looking up like all these like Christmas books, and there are a lot of like bunny themed books. And I was so surprised that there was like, like, I don't know what, there are like so many. It's like Snow Bunny, Christmas Bunny, all this bunny. And so I was like, that's great. Oh, and apparently Bunny or Rabbit is, people use it to like wish good luck. I didn't know that too until I started researching.
That's so cool. Yeah. Oh, those things are so neat. I love Christmas, like at the zoo and stuff like that. That's a really cool one. Erin, what about you?
I was thinking about when Lou's parents come to visit her for Christmas, they have like some family traditions, other than the events going on in town, they have things they want to make sure they do as a family. And one of them is making Christmas cookies and decorating them together. They had a Christmas movie marathon while they were doing that. They send out their cards together, their Christmas cards. They like put them in envelopes together. And but then her parents actually get kind of roped into helping the local elementary school with their play of A Christmas Carol. And so they kind of like, they're like, oh, we have all this time to fill. And then they're always busy with the play as well. So that I think maybe Christmas traditions kind of getting pushed off a little bit is also a tradition in and of itself. So
I feel like that is really relatable.
Yeah.
As families. And Paula, what about you?
So Donna, in Pine Bluff, Oregon, this is really a kind of a cool question for me right now, because I have just started in the last 2 weeks, mostly this week though, sitting down to figure out book 3 in the series, and it's set at Christmas. So just as of yesterday, I have met all of my suspects and victim and dove into their backgrounds and their backstories and have figured out, okay, what's Donna going to be doing? What's going to be going on in Pine Bluff at Christmas time? And so Pine Bluff, I grew up in a small mountain town in northeastern Oregon that I have fictionalized and set Pine Bluff right over the top of. So it's basically the same. And a couple of things that are happening are on Christmas Eve in both Pine Bluff and in my real hometown. When I was growing up, and they still do it, on Christmas Eve, Santa Claus comes around on the fire truck. And it's a volunteer fire department.
That's so cool.
And Santa comes around on the fire truck, and whichever houses have the porch light on, he comes busting in with a hearty ho, ho, ho. And he's got a bag of candy and nuts. And I don't know what they do now, but when I was a kid, it was a paper bag and it had nuts and hard candies and an orange in it. And every kid in the house gets one. And so that will be continuing. And Donna's, so her daughter April, like I said, is her sidekick Sleuth, and she lives there in Pine Bluff. But Donna also has 2 other kids who no longer live there and have families of their own, and they'll be coming home for Christmas.
Oh,
so
nice.
The kids will be there when Santa comes in. The whole downtown will be, decorated for Christmas. There is a Christmas trolley, Christmas light trolley. The trolley itself, it's just like a bus, but it's a very cute trolley style bus, and it in itself is decorated with all kinds of Christmas lights, and you get tickets for the Christmas light trolley. And there's inside the trolley, there's Christmas carols, and there's hot cocoa, and there's cookies, and it takes you all around town to look at the Christmas lights. So that will be happening. And then Donna's owned the hardware store for 30 some years. And every year she hosts a weekend that she calls Santa's Workshop, that anybody that can come, that wants to come, can come and put together whatever her project is for the year. This year it's going to be wooden gingerbread houses.
So cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And they always, as a family, traditionally on Christmas Day, after a big hearty breakfast and presents are open, they all go sledding.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Those are great ideas, y'all. So just kind of continuing that, I'd like to know your characters. I'm going to start with Erin on this one. What are your characters' favorite holiday dishes, food, snack, whatever that may be?
Okay, well, I'll start with Meg, because I was thinking about this. Like, I haven't written a Christmas book with the Morrissey, but I can guess what it would be. And I would figure that, Nancy, the building manager, would definitely bake up some holiday treats. And I was just kind of thinking about, because I kind of picture Nancy having a very similar cultural background to mine. And my family's Norwegian. And so we have a lot of like really tasty treats around the holidays. And so maybe she would make some julekake, which is like a Christmas bread, Christmas bread cake. There's 2 different ways to make it. So, and then some, there's a bunch of like really good Norwegian cookies as well. So I thought she might make some of those. My favorite being krumkake, which is like, you almost make it like a little waffle, and then you kind of roll it into this cone shape, and then you fill it with whipped cream. Why not?
Ooh, yeah.
And so I was thinking that maybe, Nancy would get together a bunch of those kind of treats for the whole building. And anytime, because she lives on the lobby floor, so anytime anyone's walking past to go to this, the elevator or their mailboxes, they kind of get enticed by the scents coming from Nancy's kitchen. So yeah.
That is awesome. And I don't know if it's if this is the case, but I am hosting an ugly sweater party next week, which is where this comes from. I know this is going to be shocking, but I'm extra and I made this myself, and I know you can't see it, but it's got, it's something. My husband was like, whoa, when I put it on today, which I thought was hilarious. But we went shopping today for doing a couple charcuterie boards, and I'm doing one that's just desserts. And so I was getting the stuff that's non-perishable, and we got two different kinds of what you're talking about. They're only about this big, and they look like waffle cones. And
Mhm.
one have peppermint and chocolate in it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it looks like it's filled with chocolate, and then it's got peppermint sprinkles on top, and the other one's, I don't know, Christmassy too. And then I also got one like a cookie that looks like a waffle. It's called like a Stroop waffle or something like
Oh,
that. I
yeah.
don't know if those are the kind of things you're talking about, but they look delicious, and the little cones are adorable. I think they're going to be so cute in the little because they're all festive, and I think the bottoms are dipped and then have like red and green on them or something. I don't know. I thought they looked really cute. Wonder if that's what it is. I'm gonna have to look at the package now and see if it says that.
Yeah, they're usually a little bigger, like they're
Oh,
kind
okay.
of this big and then you have a little wooden cone thing that you form
Oh.
and make it go into the cone
I'm
form.
so jealous.
Yeah, and then you fill it with whipped cream.
Nice. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. I'm
What
sure
about
you can
you,
do it with other things, but I've only done whipped cream. So
Yeah, I mean, I could. Yeah, I mean, whipped cream is good. I
Yeah.
think that is a perfect choice. What about you, Jennifer?
Oh, I was thinking about dishes that were symbolic. So, like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of dishes that are like kind of good fortune-y dishes. So there's like noodles, which signify like long noodles for long life. And then there's steamed fish usually that's whole that can be served, and there's like a phrase for it, especially in the New Year, I think that it said, but it's like 年年有余. So it's like every year you will have fish, but the word for fish can also mean wealth. Like it sounds like the word for wealth. So it's like wishing you like a year of wealth. And so I think
Oh, neat.
for food, those are symbolic. For desserts, I was thinking of what they would make in their bakery. So I think Felicity, so in book 2 that's coming out, I have an almond cookie recipe in there. And I was thinking about, doing like, the Christmas cookie exchange, but with almond cookies. And you could have like the almond in the center be like colored, like be red color or green color, depending on like what, festive colors you want to put on it. And then the other thing is I'm already thinking ahead for book 3 and like one of the recipes. And so this is like, you heard it here first, but I'm working on a sponge cake recipe. And
Ooh.
so I was like, oh, well, sponge cake, you could also flavor it. So you could be like, I don't know, strawberry if you want like a red flavor, or like matcha or like pandan for green flavor. I thought those would be like good cakes to have during the season.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be awesome. Oh, I love matcha too. I don't know if anybody else does, but I love it. Oh my gosh. Whew. What about you, Donna? What about you, Paula?
Well, okay. I'm not going to answer as Donna, but
Well,
apparently, I'm super close to her anyway. So, and speaking of food, so I keep muting because dinner is being cooked in my kitchen right now, which is like right there. So I'm trying to keep the sounds down a little bit. Donna is an awful cook. Just so everybody knows, let's get that off the board right now. She, raised her kids, but she's been a businesswoman for too many years, and she just has never had time for that nonsense. So she has always, when the kids were growing up, she was always just whatever's easier. And there was a whole lot of hamburger helper and tuna wiggle served at her house. She can explode boiled eggs so that they, hit the ceiling because she forgets she's boiling them. So thankfully, April is a good cook. She, out of necessity, I believe. Bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Bless you. So for Thanksgiving, they go to, or Donna anymore, and whoever's there goes to her friend Yvonne's house. And Yvonne is an amazing cook, and they have a traditional American Thanksgiving. For Christmas, they've always done things a little non-conventional. And so this year for Christmas Eve, April will be making a great big huge family size pan of lasagna and garlic
Ooh.
bread for Christmas Eve. And then on Christmas morning, April again will go into the kitchen and make either pancakes or waffles. I haven't decided. Just a big hearty breakfast with that and sausage. And like I said, then they go play outside and go sledding and snowball fighting and stuff. Donna's contributions are usually pies and cookies, but she does not bake them herself. She goes down to the bakery, cookie crumbles, and she purchases them and brings them home.
Auntie Schnooks. That is awesome. That is awesome. I'm going to catch up on the comments. It looks like I'm trying to find where I was. I can't remember. Hey, Mother Grizzly Rain. She says, hi, everyone. Loving the bookish festive conversation. So good to see you. And then me too. I love the holiday cozies. I mean, I'm obviously a cozy mystery, fan, as you will, clearly. But I love the holiday cozies so much. Oh. Donna says, hello. Hi, Donna. Oh, this is funny. Lou said, I'm with Donna, not a cook. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Thank you. Thank you. And then she says, hello, this is Christina. Christina said, remember to hydrate, wrap the like button up with some warm coziness too. Thank you, Christina. So, speaking of that, what would your characters drink to get warm, or what would be like that kind of thing? Do they like, mulled wine, which I had today at the European market, which was, whoa, that's strong stuff, but it was delicious. It had a cinnamon stick and orange in it. It was so good. Hot chocolate. What are the drinks that they like to have, or something completely different? I mean, I don't eggnog, I guess. Although I am not an eggnog fan, but it's okay. I'll go with Paula.
Donna loves her coffee. She drinks coffee all the time with, lots of creamer in it. For Christmas, though, her favorite warm-up hot toddy in the evening is hot buttered rum. And she is proficient at making her own hot buttered rum mix that she makes with vanilla ice cream and lots of nutmeg. So, yeah.
I love Donna even more. One, because she can't make herself grilled cheese, but she knows how to make a good hot toddy, which I mean, like that is the essentials right there. With ice cream, no doubt.
Ice cream.
I absolutely love that. And I want to add real quick, I love that in the Hometown Hardware stores, I love that you have the little coffee place where it's a hardware store. I say coffee place, but it's like a nook, but all the men come in and sit there because I don't know if you grew up in small towns, but I did. And there was always like a gathering place, and it was never an actual meant to be a gathering place. It was just because that's where the old men in overalls that were farmers came for the day, and it would be like the hardware store. It'd be a random True Value, the men are having coffee at True Value. It's not meant to be a place. So I think that is so cool. What about you, Jennifer?
I'd say so. Okay, Felicity and her mom, so they can actually have caffeine. So the coffee is out for the effects, their magical abilities. But Felicity does like a nice mug of hot cocoa, so that with cream will warm her up.
That is awesome. And then, at the night market, would they sell stuff like that in your other series at the night market? Would they have stuff like that? Would they have booths that are things of that nature during a holiday?
I haven't thought about it. Mostly they were for cold drinks because that was easier to do. But you can actually have the bubble tea hot, so they can make their bubble tea hot. And you just got to be careful with it, and when you're eating the boba.
Interesting. Erin, what about you?
Well, I was thinking that Lou's bookstore, Whiskers and Words, is right across the street from the town cafe, and so she has very easy access to warm drinks. And she has some regular customers that come and like hang out. It's kind of like the hangout spot, especially for some old men.
No, see, there you go. Every town has it.
Yes, one of whom he lives at the local kind of assisted living home, but he can't have a cat, so he can't have a cat of his own. So he comes and he hangs out with the cats in the bookshop. But they often bring Lou hot chocolate and coffee because they know that, you know, her orders, and so they bring her those. And then, Meg lives in Seattle. Seattle, Washington is coffee central.
I was about to say
Starbucks. Yeah. So yes, we're definitely drinking some some coffee and hot chocolate, but maybe during the holidays she could add a little, I don't know, Bailey's or something.
That sounds delicious. You know, it's funny because when I was at my grandparents, and I grew up at my grandparents almost just as much as my parents, but they lived very close, you know, and my grandmother would let me have a sip of her coffee or whatever, just like a sip, you know. But anytime I would reach for my grandfather's, someone would kind of like, and I never knew why. And then I got to be an adult, and he had Bailey's in his coffee in the mornings, and I was like, oh, but I did, you know, as a kid, I just was like, I had no idea, but it was just so funny because I remember being like, no, when it was the other, you know. So, like, I would like to know, like, music and movies. Does your character have favorite holiday songs, movies? I'll kind of combine that one and ask you about that. And I'll start with Jennifer, just so I don't feel like I'm putting.
Sure. I actually wrote some. What did I write down? I'm trying to my cheat sheet.
Okay.
So let's see. Oh, you know what I had heard this new. So I never knew that there was a Christmas cookie song, which I guess I recently heard. I'm like, that song would be perfect for Felicity because, you know, her mom and she would just really enjoy that song. So yeah, look it up, Christmas cookie song. And then I was thinking for movies, probably something like classic like the Polar Express, just because it's just so magical, and I think that really fits kind of that charming vibe that they have.
I love that. What about you, Erin?
I was thinking, so in the Morrissey book 3, when they're having Thanksgiving together, there are two older men who live in the building, and they call themselves the conversationalists because they sit in the lobby and just have conversations with people all day. And they're in charge of putting together a playlist for Thanksgiving. And they put together this food playlist, and there's so many songs about potatoes that you wouldn't. It's kind of like the Christmas cookie song. And that's based on my husband and I. Like last Thanksgiving, we usually go to family, you know, over to his sister's house, but last Thanksgiving, it was just the two of us. And so we were like, well, what did we listen to? And he brought up this playlist of like Thanksgiving songs, and there was like 12 songs about mashed potatoes. And so maybe she would listen to that. But Meg lives in Seattle, where the Seattle grunge, you know, kind of music scene is, and her ghostly best friend Ripley was alive in the 90s. Meg was not, but she was kind of a 90s grunge girl, so she loves all the Pearl Jam and Nirvana and all of that, and so she kind of imparted that love of that music onto Meg. So Meg really likes to listen to a lot of that stuff for her music, not necessarily holiday-ish, but yeah.
I love that. I did not know there was that many mashed potato songs. I'm totally looking.
You guys got to look it up. Sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, peas, pie.
I mean, I guess they all deserve a song too. Yeah. They just. What about you? I will not call you Donna again. What about you, Paula?
So Donna is 62. She lives in rural Oregon, like I said, a mountain town. And she loves country music. She was born and raised on country music. In fact, in the first book, she's going to the last concert in the park. They have concert in the parks all summer, and it's a Johnny Cash cover band. She loves Christmas music too, and she likes the traditional stuff. She loves like Beryl Ives and the ones that sing the songs on the old Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph and Bing Crosby, those guys. But she also, her very favorite Christmas CD, because she's still a CD woman, that she puts on when she's writing out of Christmas cards or whatever, is a George Strait Christmas.
Oh, I love. Yeah,
Give her the old cowboy songs and the crooning. She loves that.
I love that. I love that. Hey, Cozy Fan Bam. She says, hello, all. I'm looking up all the author's books to get them from the library.
Ooh, thank you.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I was wondering what would be like your characters, either you can, answer either way. What would be the gift that you think that they would give somebody if they made it themselves, or what would be the gift that they would really want? And we can, if people need time to think about it, because I didn't mention that one, but I was thinking about it, and I don't think I put it, so people might not have been able to have time to like think it over. So if we do, I came up with there's a would you rather Christmas thing that I pulled up that's really easy, and that way if people need time to think it over. But I would like to know what your character like would really want for Christmas as like a perfect gift for them, or even if it's not material, like what would be the perfect day for them or something like that somebody could give them. Do you want to do a couple rounds of would you rather, or do you think that you guys know like what your characters would want?
I think I know.
No, yeah.
Okay. All right. Erin, what would your characters want?
Well, Lou has a whole bookstore of books, but she definitely still want books. Would not be ever mad to receive a book. So I would say books are a good bet with Lou. Also, just things for the cats in her bookstore. So toys and things. The local veterinarian who she kind of is good friends with. I'll just leave it at that. He and his daughter will sew little fleece beds for the cats in the bookstore. So anything for the cats or books. And then Meg in Seattle, the Morrissey, she is an artist. So I think she would either give somebody her like a piece of art, or she would love art supplies like canvases and things like that. So
very cool. What about you, Jennifer?
I would say that if it's immaterial, Felicity would want like more connections with people in her life, like particularly her dad, who's been absent and he's kind of never talked about. But we talked about in book 2. But she's like always kind of wondered, like he left early on in her life and what happened, and sort of figure stuff out. And then also connection with her ancestors, like they have the recipes that get passed down, but they only have like a limited amount so far. So she'll probably want that. Materially, I think she and her mom kind of fight about this, but she would like a stand mixer to make things easier. But her mom's like, no, everything must be crafted by hand. You take your time, you put your love into it. So that as well. And yeah, I think mostly it. I think also she just appreciates the community around her. Like she really has like the found family, especially in the little cul-de-sac of shops that she has. There's like her best friend there / potential love interest. And then there's, her godmother in that same area. So that's always a great gift.
Yeah, I love that she would want, like those, non-material things. I mean, I asked, both questions. So, but I just love that, there are things that, that she would want like that. I think that's so cool. Yeah, that's a really good answer. What about you, Paula?
So Donna would want, just like it's going to happen this year, all of her kids and her grandkids to come home. So yeah, non-material, that would be her ideal gift. But she doesn't mind presents either. I mean,
Sure.
come on, don't get me wrong.
Like,
Yeah, some cozy new slippers, some books. She loves mysteries and cozy mysteries especially. But any book, she reads whatever as long as it looks good. She would love anything like that. Some bubble bath salts. Sure, bring it on.
love
She is not. I chuckled when you said if she were to make a gift,
Yeah.
because I'm thinking I'm a knitter. Donna doesn't do anything like that. But then it occurred to me she's a woodworker. She's very handy that way. And in fact, her daughter April, since April has moved back to town, has taken over Donna's design business because she just doesn't have time for it anymore. So April took it, or energy actually. And April has taken it farther, but Donna is a whiz at redoing furniture and making it beautiful again. And so one year she has made trays out of old drawers. She made serving trays for everybody that she's, sanded, repainted. She's put beautiful paper down in the bottom, put fun handles on, found things from old vintage drawers. The dressers no longer work, but the drawers do. So
that is such a cool idea.
Yeah. Or she can make birdhouses. She's good at those little projects like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And owning a hardware store, she's probably pretty handy at some other stuff. Though.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I would assume so.
Yeah. But she's not going to knit you a hat.
Or bake you anything, apparently.
Or bake you anything.
But she can make you a good hot toddy, and that's my kind of
right.
gal. So I figured we would take just a couple of the would you rather. I want to know, would you rather your character rather build a gingerbread house, which a couple people talked about, or decorate Christmas cookies? Would you rather? What do you think, Aaron? Would your characters rather build a big gingerbread house and decorate it, or decorate Christmas cookies?
I think Lou's gonna decorate the Christmas cookies because the gingerbread competition in town is very fierce, and they create like mansions with like lighted windows that are, the sugar pane. It's fierce competition. So she's gonna just stick with the cookies.
Yeah, I don't blame. Yeah, good idea. Good idea. What about you, Jennifer?
I think Felicity would go with the cookies. Like, she's always trying to think, how do I beautify like my fortune cookies? So she'd be like, do I dip them in chocolate? Do I make them different flavors? Do I add sprinkles? So decorating.
Love it. Well, Paula, I don't know that she, will want to do either, but
she's going to build a wooden gingerbread house.
I was about to say what would she purchase?
Decorated cookies.
Decorated cookies.
Yeah,
decorated cookies. So I thought this one was fun. What would your character rather be in Christmas pajamas or a Christmas sweater?
Donna would much rather be in Christmas pajamas. Thank you very much. They go on the minute she hits the door.
I was about to say, like, I think that I would pick Christmas pajamas just because I feel like that means I'm at home. Like, what about you, Jennifer? Do you think Christmas sweater, are they out and about, or would they rather be in their Christmas pajamas?
Probably pajamas. You got to wake up. They have to wake up so early to like bake. It's like, it's like, just relax.
True. What about you, Aaron?
Yeah, I think Lou would do Christmas pajamas. She and her family all get matching Christmas pajamas when they're there. So they have to wear them together.
Oh, that is awesome. Do you think they would rather be playing family games or watching a movie together? I'll just go with Erin.
Okay. Mine would watch a movie.
You mentioned that earlier. They had a movie marathon.
Yeah, they have a holiday movie marathon, but they also have this thing, her and her dad, whenever they see each other, they within the like a day, they have to watch Princess Bride. That's their movie that they watch together. And so even though that's not a holiday movie, that's what they have to do right away when he gets there.
I love that. That is awesome. What about you, Paula?
Well, if it's just Donna and April, they're gonna watch a movie. But if when all the kids and the grandkids get home, they're gonna play games for sure. Yeah, they love Uno and categories and just Clue.
Yes.
Snowball fights outside.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. What about you, Jennifer?
So I was going to say both, but for different characters. So for Mimi Lee, she has this like regular family game night, so they always do it. But really, they say they play the game, but it's really for the snacks. So that's what they do as a family. And then for Felicity, I think she and her mom would probably watch the movie because her mom has this like favorite recliner and like loves to watch kind of like the TV dramas just to relax. So movie would work.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And the playing games just for the snacks is, I feel like, really relatable because I feel like our book club, people like we have a neighborhood book club, and one of the biggest complaints is we don't talk about the book a whole lot. And so some of the people like some of the young, especially, I'm just saying, it tends to be the young mothers. They're like, look, I'm just here for the wine and cheese. I'm not going to lie. I was like, fair. I gotcha. So I think that's fine because I think that's really relatable. Sometimes it's just, which is, half the fun anyways. Hey, Storm, just totally forgot this was tight. Totally get it. No biggie. Hey, Ann, she says, hi, everyone. I just got on. I'm late, but glad to be here. You're never late. So since we're getting ready to wrap up, I want to know, what do y'all have coming up? Tell us all your good fortune for the new year coming up with whatever you have with books and anything else you want to talk about. Oh, Paula.
Oh,
sorry.
That's okay. Like I said, in 2025, January 28th, the second Hometown Hardware is coming out. It's called Ask Me No Questions. It is set in early October at the town's Timber Festival, where there's a lumberjack and lumberjill competition and a murder, of course. It is right now, you can pre-order the digital, and paperbacks will be up closer to the release date. So that's exciting.
It is.
It's very exciting. I'm like I said, I'm starting on book 3 in the series, which will set at Christmas and will come out, hopefully, fingers crossed, if I get it done in my deadline time. It should be coming out early November. So 2 in the same year.
Wow.
And then in the Zen Goat mystery series, which again, I write as Jana Rollins, and I didn't really talk about much tonight. The second book is called Goats Just Want to Have Fun. It should be coming out, I think, in March. My publisher has changed the production schedule, but hasn't really told us what the new production schedule is. But I think it's coming out in March. And it is set in the summer, like August, at the county fair.
Oh, I love it. And that title is amazing.
Thank you. And I have the book. So this is the first one, an Escape Goat. And that's Bugsy, you guys. Bugsy used to be my goat that lived in my barnyard, and I just love that he's still here on the cover of the book. He's the star of the show.
He is. He is. I can't wait for book 2. That's so awesome. Jennifer, what about you?
Sorry. I only have one book coming out next year. Before Paula, it's book 2 in the Magical Fortune Cookie series.
Okay.
So this is where Felicity is asked to cater a wedding. So she's making a cake, but it's basically tiers of egg tarts for the wedding. And it's great until the wedding goes wrong when they find the body of one of the groomsmen under the cake table. And so then she has to figure out why, how he got there. And it's called Star-Crossed Egg Tarts. And see if I can show you the cover on my phone. It's blurry.
Oh, that's so cute. I
yes.
love the color. I like that purple. Very nice. That is awesome.
And when is that comes out, Jennifer?
January 21st.
Oh, okay.
Right before yours.
Yeah, right
I
behind.
was gonna say, like, yeah, like the week before. Nice. Erin, what about you?
I also have a January release in the Morrissey series. It's called Bullet in the Basement, and it's not holiday, but it is very snowy, icy. In 2022, Seattle had an ice storm, which we don't normally have a lot of like intense weather, but people probably saw Seattle on the news where people are just sliding down the hills and stuff, and they're like, people in Seattle can't drive, but it is so hilly around here, and the hills in Seattle are no joke, and so it's really hard to get around when it's like even a little bit of snow. So when we had like freezing rain, everything was covered in a sheet of ice. Like the cars, you couldn't get into your car because it was iced shut, and parked cars were just going straight down the hill. So I decided to write the 5th book in the series is going to have an ice storm, and so they're kind of iced into their building, and they've done a little like a cute party. So they do, every level of the building is a different part of the party. So they have like a games floor, they have a drinks floor, they have a potluck and desserts. And so they're partying away. But in the morning when they all wake up, they find that there's a trail of blood in the lobby, and it leads them to the basement of the building. And in there they find a pool of blood and a bullet, but no body. So they have to figure out who shot them, and why. And so Bullet in the Basement comes out January 31st. And then my next release is in the Whiskers and Words series, and that's called Cat Red-Handed. Caught Red-Handed.
That is hilarious. And what a good idea. I love winter cozies. I always say living in Florida, it's the only way I want to experience my winter is through books. So I do love the winter settings. I love when they're in states that have a lot of winter. And I love the idea of them being trapped in the building together and having just a party, because down here people have hurricane watch parties. Like people will pick one house to be at, and then they'll have like just a hurricane watch party. And so I think that that's such a great idea to have the building have a party and like be, shut in there. And I think that's so cute. What about you, Jennifer?
I thanks.
You already went. I'm so sorry. Well, I am looking forward to all of your new books, and Erin is one of my sets for a new series. Therefore, I love her Snowy Brook, but I really want to. I'm starting the Morrissey series. It's on my 25 start in 25. So I'm having people vote, but that is one that's set. So I've said like, hey, these are the one I picked up like 5 that are like, these are set series. But so I'm so excited to start that one. It sounds absolutely amazing. I love Only Murders in the Building. So I'm so excited for it. It's such a cool concept. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This was so fun. I think it's so fun to listen to. And everybody loves these characters. So to hear more about them and how they spend their holidays and, those kind of things is so much fun. So I really appreciate you guys coming on with me. Anita said, thanks for this. I hope you have a wonderful holiday and a blessed new year. Thank you, Tiffany, for tonight. Be well. See you soon. Bye, Anita. And then, hey, Elizabeth, she says, hey, everyone, what a great looking group. Thank you. So again, I want to say thank you so much, and happy holidays to you all. And Erin, I'm going to be chatting with again as because I haven't interviewed her yet. I met her at the Ashland Mystery Festival, and I was like, oh my gosh, can I interview you? I'm so excited for that. So I will definitely have read the first Morrissey by then too. So I'm really excited. And thank you so much. Everybody have a great holiday season. And thank you for tonight. And I will definitely be looking forward to all of your new books in the new year.
Thank
Bye,
you for having
everyone.
us. It was so much fun.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.